Okay, girls, look at this. Encanto again. We are up to chapter 9. And remember what's happened so far? What just happened in chapter 8 is that Mirabel is investigating. She's on the case. She's trying to find out what's going on. Why is the miracle fading? Why are there cracks in the house that come and go? What is the problem? What is Abuela worried about? And she's talked to Luisa, and Luisa says that the answer is there's a vision in Bruno's tower where no one is supposed to go. So Mirabel now is going to try to find the answer in Bruno's tower. So here we go, chapter 9. Mirabel rushed back to the house. This is right after she talked to Luisa. As she crossed the courtyard and headed to Tio Bruno's tower, Tio means uncle, Tio Bruno's tower, she snuck past Abuela and Isabella talking, clutching her bag close. Yes, Abuela said. I can't think of a more perfect match, Isabella said. Such a respected... Oh. Mirabel glanced at Bruno's creepy door. Was she really doing this? Okay, this conversation that Abuela and Isabella is having is about the upcoming marriage that we've heard a little bit about, but we're going to learn some more. So Mirabel walks past, and they're talking about the marriage. So Mirabel glanced at Bruno's creepy door. Was she really doing this? She opened it and stood in the doorway, shocked by the dark and dusty room. Sand spilled from above, creating a curtain that blocked her view. Sand spilled from above when she opened the door. Can you turn off the sand, Casita? She called out. Nothing happened. It was like the house wasn't there. So she's trying to talk to Casita, but Casita's not answering. Mirabel looked toward the door, panicked. The floorboards outside the door fluttered and waved, but nothing moved inside of Bruno's room. You can't help in here, Mirabel whispered. So Casita can't help her inside Bruno's room, so she's on her own. Mirabel was really on her own. She had never been without Casita. The house fluttered its floors in the hallway again, this time to say it was worried for her. She put on a brave face and casually waved its concern away. I'll be fine, she said, looking at all of the sand in front of her. I need to do this, for you, for Abuela, and maybe a little for me. Mirabel took a few cautious steps and curious steps into the room. She spoke again, this time sounding almost as nervous as she felt. Find the vision. Save the crack. Mirabel screeched as she fell through the sand. Okay, she was going to say save the miracle, but right in the word miracle, she suddenly fell through the sand on the floor. She landed face first on more sand and then slid down a giant dune. A dune is a big hill of sand. Once she came to a stop, she looked up to see that she was in a towering room. A large sandfall streamed over the tall walls. It's like a waterfall, but it's sand coming down. Her eyes caught sight of a sign that said, visions. Visions, that means that's things that you see, things that aren't really there. That's a vision. And Luisa said that she needed to find the vision in Bruno's room, so this is a clue. So there's a sign that says visions with an arrow pointing up to the top of a rock mountain. From the top, a bright green glow radiated. She had to get up there. Mirabel saw a long stairway. There must have been hundreds of stairs that she would need to climb. Great, she thought. Without warning, Antonio's toucan landed next to her and smiled. That's a big bird. So one of Antonio's big birds lands next to her and smiles. Whoa! Oh, hello, Mirabelle said, greeting the bird. The toucan chirped back. Lot of stairs, but at least I'll have a friend. The toucan looked at her, then flew to the top. Nope, you flew away immediately. She was on her own. All right, she grunted, setting off from the bottom stair. One down, hundreds to go. As she climbed higher and higher, each step was harder than the one before. Mirabelle gritted her teeth and continued going up. In her exhaustion, she huffed out a little song. Okay, a little song. Welcome to the family madrigal. Too many stairs in the family madrigal. You would think there'd be another way because we're magic, but no. Magical stairs fit how many stairs fit in here. Who designed this? So she's got all these stairs she's got to go up now. She has no magic to get up them. She just has to climb. Finally, Mirabelle arrived at the top of the stairs, only to find a large break in the path that would keep her from getting across and going up any further. So she's climbed all these stairs, and now there's a break. So there's the other stairs are far away, and she can't climb to the next one. Oh, come on, Mirabelle groaned, completely drained from her climb. The toucan swooped down next to her and perched on a railing made of rope. Well, we meet again. Don't you suppose you can get me over there? She asked the bird. The toucan hopped around in the little rope. So the bird's trying to tell her how to do it. That was it. Mirabelle knew what she had to do. She quickly removed the rope and tossed one end around a tall boulder above her. Ooh, that sounds kind of dangerous. Whoa, okay, I can do this. With the rope secured, she swung across the large gap between the stairs and the rest of the path. Stunned that she was able to make it to the other side, she started to celebrate. But the ledge cracked under her feet. She stepped away just before the ledge collapsed into the darkness. She and the toucan looked at each other in agreement. That was too close a call. She would have to watch her step in here. Mirabelle crept forward, entering the corridor of what appeared to be a forgotten temple. The large bird trailed her nervously. Everything about this place felt like a tomb. She looked around desperately for any sign of what she should do next. She didn't even know what she was looking for. Soon, she spotted 3 panels with images. They showed some sort of magical process involving smoke and sand. Okay, so here she is, and she said she spotted 3 panels. So that means 3 sections of wall with images. They showed some sort of a magical process involving smoke and sand. As Mirabelle studied the picture, a pot near her feet moved. Mirabelle yelped as rats, just as startled as she was, scurried away. Ooh, rats. They scampered behind a portrait of Tio Bruno. His eyes had been scratched out. Ooh. Mirabelle shuddered at the creepy image. Another creak sounded, drawing Mirabelle's eyes to a different room. The toucan took one look at what appeared to be the inner sanctum of Bruno's tower and flew off, spooked. Okay, the bird got afraid and flew away. Everything just looked so creepy in Bruno's tower. Quitter, Mirabelle quipped. She entered the dark room. Inside, she found nothing except for a strange circle of sand on the floor in the center of the room. It was a dead end. Mirabelle looked around, but there was no sign of anything. Empty. She said to herself, stepping into the circle of sand. As she entered the circle, an abrupt, harsh wind swept through the cavern, slamming the door shut and submerging Mirabelle in pure darkness. She was starting to panic when suddenly she saw a glowing green light. The glow was coming from below. She was standing on it. Okay, so inside the circle of stand, there's a glowing green light, and she's standing on it. Mirabelle began to dig in the sand, flinging it everywhere to reach the bright green glow. She picked up a glimmering green shard. It looked like a piece of broken emerald sculpture. There were more pieces just like that, scattered all around her. This had to be one of Bruno's visions. It was exactly like Louisa had said. When Mirabelle found pieces of a vision, she'd know what they were. So maybe we'll find out. I don't know what it is. We'll find out. A little closer with the words. Just as Mirabelle found the shards, the whole house shook. Abuela was sweeping the foyer when she noticed. She looked over at the candle. Its flame dimmed for a quick second. Behind Bruno's door, Mirabelle didn't notice the shaking. She was too preoccupied by the glowing green piece in her hand. She excitedly picked up another and studied it, turning it clockwise to reveal her own worried face staring back at her. So she's looking in the green shard, like the green rock, and she sees her own face staring back at her. Me? Mirabelle gasped. Immediately, the ground under her rumbled. The entire cavern began to shake and break apart. Through the large gaps, sand poured into the room, covering the remaining shards. Mirabelle, in a last-ditch effort, dug for the remaining shard pieces and quickly put them in her bag. As pieces of stone and sand threatened to block the entrance and trap her inside the cavern, Mirabelle saw the glow of one final piece she'd missed. She dived and grabbed it, but now the closed door wouldn't open. Mirabelle banged it desperately. She threw her body against it, but it didn't budge. Then she had an idea. She jiggled the handle. It opened. Oh, that's an idea. Yeah. Try the handle and maybe it'll open. Whoosh! A tidal wave of sand pushed her out of the room. Safe and sound, she gazed at the shard, down at the shard with her image. Was Tio Bruno's very last vision about her? Oh, so the visions are in the shards. You look into the green shards, like shiny rocks, and that's where the visions are. And Tio Bruno's last vision was about Mirabelle. Okay. Well, that was the end of chapter 10. That was kind of a long chapter. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'll send you this video, and then I'll read chapter 10 next. Bye-bye, girls.